sometimes Gabbana. Stick you for your creamy and your riches. Jaja Kabul.
Feel?
I was mad at Puff.
Why?
Because he was in control. How you let Kim go to Fed jail? She's Kim.
I'm loyal to a fault, meaning I was loyal to the wrong people.
Lil Kim, the famous rapper, went to jail, and people have been talking about it ever since. Many fans and folks on the street have been wondering what really happened to her while she was locked up. In 2005, Lil Kim was sent to jail for a year for lying to a jury about a shooting. Her time behind bars was tough and changed her life in many ways. She faced hard times, but she also found ways to stay strong. This video will tell you all about Lil Kim's jail time, what she went through, and how it affected her. We will look at the real stories and clear up any rumors. By the end, you'll know what life was really like for Lil Kim in jail. So let's delve in.
When I was 15 years old, I was kicked out of my house. So I was on the street. I was basically homeless. I was forced into doing things that I didn't want to do.
Kimberly Denise Jones, better known as Lil Kim, is one of the best female rappers ever. Her career started when she was discovered by the famous rapper Christopher Wallace, also known as the Notorious B.I.G. He saw her talent and helped her become a big name in hip-hop during the mid-1990s. Lil Kim believes they were meant to work together to create a lasting legacy. I think that God put us together for a reason, and it was to make this type of a legacy, she said in an interview with a source. I don't see it being any other way.
Get drastic, I'm burying your bastards. Big Papa never saw.
For over 20 years, Lil Kim has been a major player in the music world. She is famous for her hit songs like Crush on You. Besides making great music, she also made history. According to biography, she is one of only 3 female rappers to have 3 platinum albums. This means her albums sold over 1 million copies each. Despite all her success, Lil Kim feels she has more to achieve. She told The Guardian, "In my eyes, I'm still climbing. I'm still taking myself to the next levels in my career."
Hey, yo, shorty, won't you go get a bag of the lead through? I'll be young.
Even though Lil Kim has had an amazing career, she has faced many challenges. There have been good times and bad times on her journey to becoming a star. One of the tough times was when she had to go to prison, but her time in prison was not what people might think. Lil Kim's story is inspiring. She grew up in a tough neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York. Life was hard, but she loved music and had a natural talent for rapping. When the Notorious B.I.G. discovered her, it changed her life. He helped her join his group, Junior M.A.F.I.A, and she quickly became famous for her bold style and strong voice. Her first solo album, Hardcore, came out in 1996 and was a huge success. People loved her confidence and the way she rapped about life on the streets. Songs like No Time and Crush on You became big hits. She didn't just rap, she also set trends with her fashion and attitude. She was not afraid to be herself and show the world who she really was. Lil Kim's music is known for being bold and honest. She talks about real-life experiences and doesn't hold back. This made her a role model for many young women who wanted to be strong and independent. She showed that women could be powerful and successful in a male-dominated industry.
Sometimes Gabbana. Stick you for your creamy and your riches.
But fame also brought problems. Lil Kim had legal issues and ended up going to prison for a year. She was involved in a case where she lied to protect her friends. This was a hard time for her, but she didn't let it stop her. Speaking to MTV News in 2011, Lil Kim revealed her prison arrival was smoother than expected. "I was greeted with open arms," the Brooklyn rapper told the outlet. "I met a lot of good people in there who are still my friends to this day." The Lighters Up artist also admitted she slept so good for the first 3 weeks, considering she had been working around the clock prior to her sentencing. "I never slept, never rested at all for 2 months straight. When I got there, I kind of just collapsed." Aside from the genuine love she received on the inside, she also got a lot of support from high-profile celebrities on the outside as well. Lil Kim recounted to MTV News about the time Oprah Winfrey sent over her favorite books in hopes of motivating the rapper. "She wrote me a letter in each book and just was like, 'Kim, you have so much potential,' the No Matter What They Say artist said. 'You're a very bright young girl.'" Although she received a warm welcome, Lil Kim did open up some negativity she experienced. "The hatin' and the haters that did show themselves, they were inconspicuous until they left out of here and gave false interviews about me. she told a source. Sometimes people are looking for their little 2 minutes of fame. With such a polarizing reaction, it begs the question, why exactly did Lil Kim go to prison in the first place?
It's gonna get crazy.
According to Billboard, in 2006, Lil Kim was charged with 3 counts of perjury and 1 count of conspiracy for lying to a grand jury about a 2001 shootout that took place outside a New York radio station in an effort to protect her friends from going to prison. Lil Kim was sentenced to a year and a day behind bars and received a hefty $50,000 fine for her criminal activities. "I can tell you this is by far the toughest thing I have ever had to go through," the rapper told the judge. "At the time, I thought it was the right thing to do, but now I know I was wrong."
I think I remember some articles during that time when you were like, yo, like, tell them whatever you need to know. Like, clearly we know each other. Don't get caught up in my... Like, I'm already in jail.
Although she was facing a maximum of 20 years, Judge Gerard Lynch had a change of heart because Lil Kim had accepted full responsibility for her actions. "You are sending that message that telling the truth has an important value," the judge said. "Going to jail to protect violent men with guns is not heroic." Another major factor in Lil Kim receiving a lighter sentence was due to the fact that Lynch was afraid of backlash if he sent, as The Guardian puts it, a young black entertainer to prison for far longer than Martha Stewart. Now, word on the street is that Diddy let Lil Kim go to jail. Rumors on the street claim that Diddy didn't help her because he was focused on his own career. Others believe that Diddy did all he could to support her, but she still ended up in jail. Some fans think Lil Kim went to jail because of her own actions and choices, not because of Diddy. The truth might be somewhere in the middle. Well, let's look at how Diddy got tangled up in this.
I was mad at Puff.
Why?
Because he was in control. How you let Kim go to Fed jail? She's Kim.
Diddy and Lil Kim's relationship has deep roots, stemming from their connections with the legendary rapper, the Notorious B.I.G. Diddy signed Biggie to his Bad Boy Records in 1993, propelling the Brooklyn-bred MC to fame. Biggie, in turn, discovered Lil Kim during his days participating in rap battles on Brooklyn streets. Intrigued by her talent, he invited her to join his group, Junior M.A.F.I.A., and they began recording music together. Their bond transcended music, evolving into a friendship and romance. Lil Kim became Biggie's confidant, and she recounted in a 2016 interview with Entertainment Weekly how he saw her as the future's biggest female rapper, and how their dynamic inspired each other creatively.
Tupac came up and was like, "Who's this?" And Big was like, "Chill, that's my shorty." And he was like, "Fat, what is you doing with her?" And then they started laughing.
When Biggie introduced Lil Kim to Diddy, Diddy initially had reservations about her as a rapper, stating, "She's too pretty to be rapping. Female rappers don't look like her. What am I supposed to do with her?" Despite his initial skepticism, Lil Kim's talent couldn't be denied. Interestingly, Diddy never signed Lil Kim to Bad Boy Records, even after her debut album Hardcore achieved platinum status. Over the years, their relationship encountered strains, with Lil Kim revealing in a 2011 interview with MTV that they were no longer on speaking terms. The rift deepened when up-and-coming rapper Nicki Minaj took a shot at Lil Kim on Diddy's song with Dirty Money, Hello Good Morning.
I just came up in it a little self-centered, but did I the queen, the Alexander McQueen?
Lil Kim saw this as a betrayal and didn't hold back her feelings. During a live show, she called out Diddy while performing All About the Benjamins, saying he should be ashamed. Diddy responded in a radio interview, saying he still loved Lil Kim and that there was no bad blood between them. However, in 2011, Lil Kim shared more about her issues with Diddy. She was upset that he didn't visit or write to her in prison and that he allowed Nicki Minaj to disrespect her on his song. In an honest talk with Sway Calloway on MTV News' Rap Fix Live, Lil Kim discussed her relationship with Diddy. She was introduced to him by the Notorious B.I.G., who had doubts about her rap career because he thought she was too pretty for it. Lil Kim further revealed that her relationship with Diddy has soured, and they are no longer in communication. She expressed her discontent with Diddy's lack of intervention when Nicki Minaj took shots at her, even on a track they collaborated on, such as Dirty Money's Hello Good Morning. In recounting her time spent behind bars for federal perjury from 2005 to 2006, Lil Kim mentioned feeling let down by Diddy's absence and lack of support. Despite her loyalty to him, she asserted that Diddy never visited her in prison, wrote her a letter, or provided a means for her to contact him during that challenging period. Her frustration with Diddy heightened as she contrasted his actions with his visit to Lil Wayne on Rikers Island the previous year, suggesting a disparity in their relationship.
When I first came in, they took me into a place that's called the Shoe, and that's like the hole. But I didn't want to stay there. I asked to be moved to population. A lot of people are scared and they want to stay in solitary confinement, not me.
Now, people believe that Nicki Minaj was the cause of the fight between Diddy and Lil Kim. The trouble between Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj started when Nicki released pictures that looked a lot like Lil Kim's famous 1996 album cover. People argued if Nicki was trying to replace Lil Kim or if she was showing respect. Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj met for the first time backstage at a Lil Wayne concert. They remember the meeting differently. Nicki says she asked Lil Kim if they were okay, but Lil Kim remembers it as a challenge. She said, "Picture someone asking me, 'We good?' I'll choke her and take her voice."
Can I ask you this? Let me ask you a question. Okay, how come when I come up places, they want to ask me these questions, but they don't never ask her?
Oh, we definitely did.
Yeah, we did ask her.
Absolutely did.
Even after this meeting, both of them worked together on a song by Birdman. Lil Kim said she didn't know Nicki would be on the song when she agreed to do it. Lil Kim was open to working together to support women in rap. However, she couldn't help but add a sharp line in the song, "Never be another me, what, you out your mind?" This line shows that Lil Kim believed she was irreplaceable. This whole situation made people talk even more about the tension between Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim. In 2010, during one of Lil Kim's concerts, Ray J took shots at Nicki Minaj. While standing on stage with Lil Kim, Ray J addressed the brewing conflict by stating, "I'm seeing a lot of Lil Kim imposters. I'm not saying no names, but you know who." Lil Kim added her perspective by emphasizing that they love Nicki, but want her to pay homage, concluding with a bold statement, "If you don't pay homage, then F you."
She's working real hard, so I gotta stay working hard too. She was in there at like 6, 5 in the morning getting ready, and I was still asleep. My call time was like 11, so she was focused, determined.
In a 2010 interview with Power 105, Lil Kim said she didn't think she and Nicki Minaj would ever make up, insisting, "It will never happen." But in a surprising twist in 2013, Nicki Minaj mentioned Lil Kim as someone who inspired her during an interview with Hot 97. Nicki made it clear she had no hard feelings toward anyone and believed life was too short for serious fights, hinting at a possible change in their relationship.
And it ain't no beef, but Kim is gonna be an MC. And MCs, when they coming back out, a lot of times they like to talk crazy and do what they...
Then, Diddy stepped into the picture. Even though he had collaborated with Lil Kim before, he's now working with Minaj. When asked about their feud, Diddy played it cool, saying he was staying out of it. In a recent interview with Funkmaster Flex, Diddy mentioned how much he cares about Kim and noted that Minaj has never said anything bad about her. "I love Lil Kim no matter what's going on, no matter what's being said. Kim definitely has a responsibility for my success. Me working with Nicki Minaj has nothing to do with going against Kim. When Kim works with other producers, when she raps with other artists, I'm not getting upset. It's not a problem," he told Flex. "I wouldn't be around Nicki if I ever heard something negative about Kim. I've never heard anything like that. Then when it comes to just being an MC, then I've got to stand back. If they want to do things and be MCs, that's their business. I'm not with any negativity. I'm not with no beef. I love both of them. Right now, Nicki Minaj, that's who my artist is. That's who I consult. That's who I do business with. I no longer do business with Kim on that level, but Kim will always have a special place in my heart." In an interview with Atlanta radio host Ryan Cameron, Lil Kim didn't hold back when addressing her grievances with Diddy. She revealed that both Baby and Puffy had attempted to reach out to her numerous times, but she viewed them as significant contributors to the issues at hand, making any reconciliation efforts futile. She said, "Baby tried to reach out 100 times. Puffy tried to reach out. But I feel like both of those two were a big major part of the problem, so there was really nothing to talk about."
That's the thing. For my peoples, I did anything. I was always protecting a bunch of people who wouldn't probably do the same thing for me.
Lil Kim recently spoke out about her disappointment with Puffy, highlighting what she saw as a lack of loyalty. She talked about their past together, remembering times when Puffy stopped songs from coming out because they dissed people he knew or had business with. Lil Kim felt disrespected that Puffy seemed to change his stance, letting her concerns slide.
I'm loyal to a fault, meaning I was loyal to the wrong people.
She got frustrated when Puffy said her upset was because he wanted to work with another female artist. Lil Kim didn't buy it, pointing out he'd worked with lots of female artists before without any drama. To her, his excuse didn't make sense and didn't solve the real issue. As far as Puffy, I feel it was very disrespectful because being with Puffy for so long, I remember plenty of times when I said something that may have been offensive about somebody, and Puffy, back in the day, he wouldn't let any of those records go out. As a matter of fact, he would say, no, you got to change that. You can't say this. Especially if it was about somebody he had a relationship with or was getting money with, he wouldn't let that ride like that. So that's what bothered me. Now he's sitting there saying she's mad because I wanted to work with another female. Come on, how preposterous is that? How many females has he worked with that I was cool with or didn't have a problem with? So his answer didn't make any sense to me. Luckily, they made up later, setting aside their differences for a big surprise at the 2015 BET Awards with Bad Boy Records. Since then, things seem good between them, suggesting they've sorted out their past fights. But now, some fans are wondering about Lil Kim and Diddy's bond. Some think Diddy might be pulling strings to keep Lil Kim quiet, like rumors said he did with Cassie. Some fans think her sudden quiet might mean she knows things about Diddy doing stuff that's not right. It's clear Lil Kim and Diddy have had their ups and downs, but they seem to have patched things up. Still, there's gossip in the air about what really goes on behind the scenes. Now, what folks don't know is that Kim had a very difficult childhood. As a child, Kim was sent to a well-established Catholic school, Queen of All Saints in Brooklyn, in an attempt to provide a stable learning environment, but stability was lacking after her parents' marriage broke up when Kim was 8 years old. Linwood, a former military man, reportedly began to use physical violence against his wife. Kim told the Washington Post in 2000 that she remembers her mom having black eyes and that her father told people she had fallen in a 2000s interview with Newsweek. Kim reminisced about the way her father criticized her from the time she was very young. It was like I could do nothing right? She says everything about me was wrong. My hair, my clothes, just me, that set up a pattern for her future relationships with men. All my life. Men have told me I wasn't pretty enough, even the men I was dating, and I'd be like, well, why are you with me? Then she winces. It's always been men putting me down, just like my dad to this day. When someone says I'm cute, I can't see it. I don't see it no matter what anybody says. Kim moved with her mother and brother to the suburb of New Rochelle. And why? Whereas some girls in their new all-white neighborhood teased him because of her skin color. Ruby Mae struggled for money and, unable to support her family, eventually granted Linwood custody of their 2 children. Linwood remarried, though his relationship with Kim soured irreparably only after she began dating boys at the age of 13. According to Kim, he became verbally abusive, and their relationship took a violent turn one day. Kim stabbed him with a pair of scissors. When I was 15 years old down in my house, so I was on the street, I was basically homeless. I was forced into doing things that I didn't want to do. You know what I mean? Like, you know, dipping and dabbing with guys. And doing all other types of stuff, she says during an interview with a source.
When I was 15 years old, I was kicked out of my house. So I was on the street. I was basically homeless. I was forced into doing things that I didn't want to do.
In the following year, she sometimes lived with neighbors or with elderly men who provided her with housing and food. She worked in department stores, following in the footsteps of her mother, who worked at Macy's and ran errands for dealers. She also hinted that she had been sexually assaulted. Although she never named her abuser, the girl wanted to become a rapper from a young age, and she finally got lucky. As a teenager, Jones met Christopher Wallace, known professionally as the Notorious B.I.G. Wallace was a key figure in both her personal and artistic life, particularly after he gained popularity and influence through his relationship with Bad Boy Records. Jones attended Sarah J. Hale Vocational High School for 2.5 years. She and her friends often skipped school. As she was not completing her schoolwork, the decision was made for her to transfer to Brooklyn College Academy to finish her remaining year and a half of high school. Lil Kim and Biggie Smalls shared a complex relationship that went beyond mentorship. They were romantically involved, which added drama to their collaboration. During this time, Biggie met Faith Evans and surprised everyone by marrying her just 8 days later. Despite this, Biggie and Lil Kim continued to work together, facing challenges in their personal lives. Their relationship hit rough patches, especially when Faith Evans caught them together in a hotel room. Faith vividly described the altercation in her autobiography, where she found Lil Kim in bed with Biggie. It turned into a physical fight, with Faith pulling off Kim's wig in the heat of the moment.
I didn't really know how to deal with that. I was young, you know. If I could do it over, I wouldn't mess with a married man again, you know. But I was young.
In 1996, Lil Kim became pregnant with Biggie's child, but decided to have an abortion. She knew their relationship was tumultuous and not suitable for raising a child. Lil Kim has openly discussed the violence in their relationship, recalling instances where arguments turned physical. After Biggie's tragic death, Lil Kim struggled to cope with the loss. His absence left a void in her life and career. Yet, she persevered, releasing her debut album Hardcore and later achieving solo success with the Notorious K.I.M. album in 2000. Their story, filled with highs and lows, remains a compelling saga in hip-hop history, a tale of love, betrayal, and the harsh realities of fame. Through it all, Biggie's influence on Lil Kim's career and personal journey endures, a testament to the complex dynamics of their relationship and the indelible mark they left on the music world. And that is all for today. Until next time. Bye.